Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to WTF Homestead. I'm Jenny. Today, we're going to be talking garden and seeds specifically. Any of you that are following any other homesteading type channels, things like that, it is seed haul season. And there are so many videos out there of people that are showing what they bought and what they're intending to plant this year in their gardens, and oh my gosh, there are some awesome ideas. So y'all go look, because there are some incredible things out there. And that was one of the main reasons that I wasn't really sure that I even wanted to do this video. I started to put it off several times. Well, I didn't start. I've put it off several times and debated on whether I even wanted to do a haul video. And then I just decided, you know what? I said in the beginning that I was going to show everybody from start to finish my garden and our homesteading journey. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to do it. Whether this garden takes off and works, or we have big failures or whatever, you guys are going to be along for the ride. So I did buy more seeds than what I had intended. Of course, I always do. And these are what get me in trouble. The haul videos, people showing their seeds, and I think, oh my goodness, you know, that looks like so much fun. It looks so pretty or whatever. And these catalogs, Johnny's Seeds will send you one of these catalogs. If you just request one, they will just send you one. And they're just beautiful. So you flip through here and there's all these absolutely gorgeous pictures of tons of different things that you could plant. And I'm a sucker for plants. And so I look through it and think, oh, I want that, and I want that, and I want that, and I want that. I want a little bit of everything. And there's one lady that I went to, I don't remember which one, but there's a lady that did a video where she is just walking through her garden. And of course, you know, it's middle of spring, probably late spring. Everything is in bloom. It is absolutely beautiful. And in her video, she has these little pop-ups that show you what the names of all the plants were. And I'm literally sitting there with a pen and paper and writing down everything that I see just because it's so pretty. And so then it gets me in trouble when it comes to seed buying time, because I'm like, oh, I wanted that. Oh, I wanted that. So I really had to rein myself in, because I would have had way more seeds than what I originally had intended to do. So, and I do have more seeds than what I intended. So in my intro video, you know, I talked about, I really just wanted mainly the 4 big things that I buy every time I go to the store, which is tomatoes, peppers, onions, and garlic. Without fail, I buy those all the time. Potatoes probably come in next, carrots, mushrooms, you know, things like that. But those 4 were like, you know, those are for absolutely what I'm going to do without a doubt. And it has grown from there. So my garden is going to be bigger than what I had originally intended. But I am still trying to rein it in. I really don't want to do a whole lot of things that I'm pretty sure that we won't eat. Although there are some things that we haven't liked in the past, but I keep hearing people say, look, if you grow it fresh and you eat it fresh, you're going to love it. So there will be a few things that I'm going to slowly add in, but I'm not going to do it all this year. There are a few things I've added in this year. And hopefully next year I'll, you know, learn from these what I like and don't like, so that I'll know what to keep and what not to try again. So we're going to kind of go with that. But I thought I would just show you guys what I bought and tell you kind of what my plans are with everything. Of course, tomatoes, I really kind of want to do really heavy tomatoes. There are lots of things like spaghetti sauces, pizza sauces, you know, salsas, things like that we eat quite a bit of. And so on top of having fresh produce in the house, I want to be able to have enough to put up several jars of that to get us through the winter. My goal is to have my pantry stocked with things that we eat from as much homegrown as I can to get us from growing season to growing season. So I don't really have the mindset of going into this for years worth of food storage. I'm really not interested in that. It's just from growing season to growing season, so that we can be a little more self-sustainable. Anyway, so with that, let me show you what I got, and then I'll show you some of my other little critters that I have laying around here. So let me show you what I got from each one. I only got 3 things from Johnny's Seeds. The first one is some red onions. And these were the only ones. I spent a little bit more money on these. And I believe these are Monastrell red onions. I think I'm saying that right. These are pelleted. I'm not sure. Well, they're all closed up here. But the seeds are so tiny, but they put a clay around them and it's supposed to help them be a whole lot easier to plant. So I spent a little bit more money on these. I just wanted to give them a try. So we're gonna see how those go. So I've got red onions from Johnny's. And then I also did a yellow onion, a Walla Walla sweet onion. And these had really good reviews too. And I love sweet onions, so I really wanted to do these. These are not pelleted. These are just regular seeds. And then I bought one tomato from them, one package of tomato. And it's just 15 seeds. These are Martha Washington seeds. There's no pictures on any of these. So I'm gonna try these. And we're gonna see how those work. So that is all I got from Johnny's Seeds. They actually have a whole lot more, and I may go back and buy some more of their seeds next year, or maybe get some for my fall planting. But we'll see about that. The next one I did was actually from Azure Standard. I have absolutely no idea how well their seeds are. That's the only thing that I would say about Azure Standard is I really wish they would have an option on there for reviews. So you could review each product and really see how people like them. But they have a whole bunch of heirloom seeds. And so I bought quite a few actually from them. And I'm just going to try them. We're just going to see how they are. So the first one is an Amish paste tomato. The second one is an Arkansas Traveler tomato. And then I also got an Aunt Ruby's German green tomato. I'm really wanting to put up some green tomato stuff, so I'm hoping that those will be good. And then I got a sweet cherry pepper. There is a restaurant where we came from. It's a little hamburger place, and they put a cherry tomato on the top of every hamburger that you buy. And that's funny, when I saw these, that's the first thing I thought of. And my husband always loved those. I never ate mine. They're not hot, they're really good, but he loved them, and so he always got 2 peppers. He always got my pepper off my hamburger. Anyway, I thought, well, that would be kind of fun to do, just to have some of those. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them other than that, but I'm hoping we get some out of that. The next one is a red torpedo onion. I've actually never seen these. They look kind of like the little green onions, but they're red. So I'm gonna give those a try. I thought that sounded fun. And then I also bought some more of the Walla Walla onions from Azure Standard. I actually forgot that I had these, and I bought 2 packets from Azure Standard when I ordered those from Johnny's. So I'm gonna have a lot of Walla Walla onions, but I don't know how long, well, I don't know how long seeds keep, and really from what I've read, as long as you keep them dry and they don't freeze or get too hot or anything like that, then they should keep, but you'll lose your germination rate as the time goes by, and eventually they just won't do anything. But I'm really kind of hoping that I keep some of them, because, well, I'll show you in just a few minutes, I have some very, very old seeds. Yeah, so I'm hoping that some of those will still be okay. The next thing I got from them is an American flag leek. This looks like the most popular leek to me that I see. I really don't even remember. I think I ate a leek one time a long time ago, but I've never cooked with it, so I'm really anxious to try these. So we're gonna give that a try. I got a cucumber. This one is called Straight 8 cucumber. There were a couple of others that I really wanted a little bit more. I wanted more of the small little pickling, kind of like a gherkin, and everybody was out of stock on those. So I decided to go with this one to do some sliced pickles. This one looked like it might be pretty good. And then I have a summer squash. This is a golden summer crookneck squash. And then a small sugar pumpkin. And now I also have to say that on all of these from Azure Standard, that was everything from Azure Standard. On all of these from Azure Standard, I bought them on their clearance, and I paid, I think it was like $1.22 per packet. So I got these for relatively cheap. They have a whole lot more. There's tons of seeds on there. But I just decided, you know what, I just shop the clearance thing and see what they've got. So we'll see how these go. I really enjoyed having real pumpkin this year. So, and it's just something I bought from Walmart. So I'm really anxious to see if I can grow my own and be able to put up some pumpkin this year. That would be a lot of fun. Okay, so my next one and my biggest one was from M.I. Gardener. You guys that don't follow M.I. Gardener, if you're wanting to have a gardener, they have a channel on YouTube. And he's just full of so much really good information, and they sell their own seeds. And you know, I kind of like to help the little mom and pop places, and on top of that, their seeds are super cheap. Every packet of seeds is $2. So they go fast. So, you know, go check them out and keep checking back, because they will put them back on, but as they get them. But y'all go look at them and see what you think. But if you need help with gardening and stuff like that, they have so many good ideas and lots of great videos that are out there. So the first two things I got are flowers, and I have lots more flowers over here, but nothing that I bought from these seed hauls. They're just things that I bought locally. So the first one is an aster, and this is a violet color. I just thought that was really pretty, so I want to try that. The next one's zinnias. I love zinnias. My mother always had zinnias in her garden, and you know, through the yard and stuff like that. And I love them, and I've got several others that I got from other places that are different colors. This one is called a candy stripe mix. I just think that's super pretty. Next thing is basil. I tried to stick with, and actually I think this is the only one, I think this is the only herb that I have that I bought this time that are actually in seed. I had so much trouble getting seeds to sprout for herbs. I'm not really sure why. Like I've said many times, my gardening attempts last year were pitiful, to say the least. So it was probably more user error than anything else. But I may end up on lavender and rosemary, things like that. There's a few things that I really want to do. And I may end up buying those. Those are already at my little garden center here. And I may just pick up a couple of those, and I may still do some from seeds. I'm not really sure. But I've heard a lot of people talk about planting their herbs and things in those green stalks. I don't have one this year. I've been looking at some of those online, and I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to do one yet or not. We'll see. I'm not really sure. I need to decide pretty quick, because it is mid-February, and I'm behind. A lot of this stuff should already have been in the ground, and I already know that, but I'm really hoping that because of where we live, we have such a long growing season that I am really hoping that I can push this and hopefully have a decent harvest. But we're going to try one way or the other. But on some of these things that I probably should have already have planted, I may go and get starts, and I'll let you guys know when I do that. But anyway, as of right now, basil is the only thing that I have that I bought for these this year that is seed. I love basil, so I would love to have some. Next thing I bought is spinach. We're not huge spinach eaters, but I like it in salads and things like that. So this may be something that we just have fresh, but I am really interested in drying some. I'm thinking I want to do some dried greens that I can just add to different things to give us some extra nutrients and stuff in all kinds of things. So I'm hoping that my spinach turns out really good. And this one is a New Zealand spinach. The next ones, these are all tomatoes. Well, actually only 2 tomatoes. So the first one I got is Roma tomatoes. These are what I buy when I go to the grocery store. I love Roma tomatoes. They just have really good flavor. And because it's just the 2 of this is one of those that it's a small tomato and we can eat one in one setting. Every time I buy those huge tomatoes, even though they are beautiful and the taste is on some of them just really, really good, I end up losing so much of it because it's just the 2 of us. So I really want some of these for fresh, but I love these in when I make like my spaghetti sauces and stuff like that. So these are just a really good, you know, all around. I'm hoping that I have enough to have fresh and I can can a bunch of those. The next one I have is a vintage wine tomato. I just thought these were pretty. So I have no idea what they do other than it being an heirloom. Let's see, it's a brandy wine variety. Yeah, it doesn't really say much about what they, it just says they have a large yield and they're sweet and mild in taste. So that's really all it says. But I just thought they were so pretty. They have these little gold kind of stripes on them. and I just thought they were really pretty, so I'm gonna try those. Okay, the next one is zucchini. I absolutely love zucchini. Zucchini and yellow squash in the summer, stir fried. Oh, it's just so good. My husband and I both really love it. And in the wintertime, I love making zucchini bread. So I hope I get a really good harvest off of these. This is a Black Beauty zucchini, and that looks like it's a fairly popular zucchini places. I have no idea if these are focusing. I hope they are. Next one, this is just strictly for something pretty. I don't even know if you can eat these. I haven't really even looked at them, but it's a gourd, cornucopia gourd mix. I actually bought some of these that I just had sitting around. I bought them in one of those little variety bags at Walmart this year just for decoration, and I just thought they were so pretty. And then when I saw these on In My Gardener, I thought, oh, I've got to have some of those. I thought they were just really pretty. So that I really don't know. I haven't read the back to see if you can. I think they're just decorative, but we'll look at it and see. Gourds, I think they're just decorative, but anyway, we'll see. Next one, this is a bean. This is called strike bean. I don't really know if I've ever even just says heavy yield and great flavor. Not the descriptions on the backs of these are not, they don't really say a whole lot, but anyway, I want to give some beans a try. That's the only bean that I bought, so hopefully those will turn out okay. And there are 25 seeds in there, so if they all germinate, that'd be great, but I don't I hope that'd be nice. But next one is a spring blush pea. We are not huge pea eaters either. This is another one. And I have to kind of clarify that neither one of us are really big on like green peas. We don't like it. We like them mixed into like soups and stews and things like that, but to just eat peas, neither one of us are really big in it. But I love snap peas. I remember those as a kid. My mom would actually dip them in, well, if we ate them fresh too, we just ate them straight out of the garden. My mom would actually dip them in a batter and deep fry them, and oh, they were so good. I love them. And she stir fried them and did all kinds of things. These I actually don't know. Just a purple. These are just a purple pea. So I just thought they were. I think they're super pretty. And so I thought, well, I want to give some a try. We're gonna try some, and I think I have a couple of more from an older batch that I bought. I also bought some of the American flag leeks from In My Gardener. So we're gonna try several of those. I think I'll like those. If I like onions, apparently I will really like those. So I don't think we'll have any problem. My husband's favorite pepper is a serrano. So I bought some serrano peppers. I really hope that I can get a decent batch of these. Like I said, these are his favorite. So, but these he really likes fresh. So I'm hoping that this is something that I can keep, where I can keep him in some fresh peppers for a while and figure out what to do with them to keep them growing. Next is a bell pepper. These are called Purple Beauty. And locally at our little farmer's market here in town, we had some farmers that grew these little purple bell peppers. They're a real pale purple. They even had kind of like a golden, I don't know if you can see that on that picture. There's like some little gold streaks on the bottom of them. They had a purple, and there was one that was a little more of a red kind of color. Those were some of the best bell peppers I think I have ever had, but they were tiny. They were very small compared to bell peppers that I see in the store. And I love them. I actually saved some seeds. I'll show you those in a minute from the ones that I got here from the farmer's market. I think this is what they were. Super, super good. These, if this is what they are, I hope that I get a lot of these. They were just so good. So I'm really anxious to try those. Carrots. I got two different kinds of carrots from them. I got a Danvers carrot, and then I'm not, if I'm saying this right, a Royal Chantenay carrot. I don't know if I'm saying that right. So I got two different ones, and this is not something that I was really planning on growing. We do like carrots. I like them in soups and stews and stuff like that, but it was one of those I was trying to decide, is this something that we eat enough of that it would be worth me growing? Or should I just, find them on sale and buy them at that point and then just put them up? But from everything that I've read, it sounds like this is an awesome thing to grow underneath your tomatoes. And so I thought, well, you know, as a filler and stuff like that, and if I can get a decent crop, even if I still had to buy a few more to fill in the gaps for putting things up. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to give them a try. So we're going to try both of those. This next one is a green globe artichoke. We absolutely love artichokes around here. I don't buy them very often, and I don't really know why, but we love them. So when I saw these, I thought, oh, I've got to try these. And then on top of that, if you have never seen an artichoke plant, you guys go look them up. They're beautiful. And so I thought, I want to try this. I want to see, and I may even let a couple of them flower, because it's actually the flower, if I'm understanding it correctly, that we eat. That's the actual artichoke that we eat, but they are beautiful when they bloom. So I may let a couple of these bloom if I can get them to grow. I'm really hoping I can get them to grow so I can see what they really do. I want to see how they look. I bought another cucumber from M.I. Gardener. This one is a Bait Alpha cucumber. So we're going to give it a try. I want to put up a few pickles, and you know, I'd like to have a couple of them fresh for doing some salads and things. And then a cabbage. This is another one that we eat a little bit of cabbage, but we don't eat a ton of it. And it was one that I was really debating, you know, do I really want to grow some, or, you know, would it be better just to buy some at the store when they're on sale? But I want to have some to feed to my chickens. And I'm not a sauerkraut fan, but I've been looking at some recipes that just sound super good. So I'm thinking about trying some sauerkraut. So I decided, okay, we're going to try some cabbage. So I did buy some cabbage. This one is just a fun one. This is the last one that I bought from M.I. Gardener, and it's going to take 3 years to have any type of produce off of it and do anything. And they are apparently super hard to grow. I bought some coffee beans. As anybody that's been around here for any amount of time knows how much I love coffee. And so, you know, why not try to grow a coffee bean? They do take roughly 3 years before you will even get a harvest off of it. And this only has 5 seeds. And from what I'm reading, you would have to have a ton of these to even make it worth your while. But I thought it would be fun to grow. And the plant sounds absolutely beautiful. And I saw a few pictures. But the way they say, just the description of these, I thought was just incredible for having in your house. These are a house plant, so it's something that I'll be able to keep an eye on here in the house. It says that they flower from April to July and fill the house with hints of jasmine, vanilla, citrus, and sweet sugary notes. I mean, that just sounds, who wouldn't want that in their house? On top of the fact that at the end of 3 years, if I could get some coffee off of it that I can say, hey, I grew this myself, that would be super cool. So we're going to give that a try. This will be something that I may just have a separate playlist on that we just kind of watch to see how my coffee beans are doing. That one's just a fun thing. And then that was the last that I bought from M.I. Gardener. But when you buy it, I've forgotten exactly how it is. I don't remember if it's a dollar amount or a certain number of seeds, but they'll send you some free seeds. And they sent me, my free seeds were a black seeded Simpson lettuce. So lettuce was not something I was planning on growing. It was kind of another one of those, like the cabbage that I was on the fence about, you know, I'm not really sure. We love fresh salads in the summertime, but beyond that, you know, not really anything. And I thought, you know, it might be kind of fun. I like to see those videos of people that have those kind of cut and return type things. You know, you can go out and just cut off what you need for dinner that night, and then come back a little while later and pick some more. So I thought that might be kind of fun. So that was the end of my seed haul that I bought for this year. So actually, that's not true. That was not the last of my seed. I guess it's the last of my seed hauls. But I forgot, I did buy some onion sets this year from just a little local store here. They're all mixed up in there, but I've got some onions here. I need to get these out in the garden pretty soon. They actually, this is what they look like when I bought them. They're a little dry, but the roots and all look like they're really good. So I'm hoping that I can salvage quite a few of those. I just got 3 little bunches, and I'm not really sure how many are in each bunch there. So I do have those that I'm going to set out. And then I also bought some garlic that, as everybody knows, should already be out. They are already sprouting in here. This is one that I'm really, really nervous about because these should have been out a long time ago, but these I think I'm going to plant in my greenhouse and see if I can extend the growing period. So hopefully I can salvage these and still get a decent crop out of these. That's my plan. So now cross your fingers and let's hope we're going to do this. So that's all I bought food wise this year. I did find a couple of seeds that just walking through a store the other day, and I thought they were just super pretty. And these, it looks like they should have already been in the ground, so I don't think these will flower this year. But I'm going to put them in the ground anyway, and then we may not see blooms off of them until next year. But I just thought those were super pretty, and they're huge. They get 24 to 36 inches tall. Isn't that pretty? I just think they're so pretty. Anyway, so that's another flower that I'm going to put out this year. And then I have seeds from many, many years ago. I have lots of seeds that are in little baggies like this. I don't even know where I got these. These are red corn poppy is what I wrote on here. Tons of little tiny seeds. So I love poppies, so I'm hoping that I can get some of those to grow. And then I have just a mix of different seeds that I've had for quite a while. Yeah, there's just all kinds of things, just like mixed seeds, wildflower seeds. These are marigolds, just all kinds of stuff. I do have a hot pepper in here. Didn't even know I had that one. That's a habanero. So that might be kind of fun to plant out there. I've got some sunflowers. Anyway, so just some old seed mixes that I've had for quite some time, and I'm hoping that they won't go bad. See, there's another. I've got a mixed zinnia there, and then some echinacea and some daisies. So all of these I'm going to put out there. Some of these I've had. Some of them I'm not even sure how long, and then others. The dates, well, this one has a sell-by date of December of 2021, so hopefully they'll be okay, but I noticed that a couple of these said 2016 on them, so I don't know how well they'll do. And then these are some old seeds that I had. Let's see, I have parsley, and then I have some more basil and cilantro. And these are all, I believe they all said 2016. So I don't know how well these are going to do. I may just sprinkle some out there just to see if they come up. I don't know. We may give those a try. They have stayed inside. I've had this bag. So let me show you my bag. So several years ago, we bought one of those giant buckets of all of the end of the world seeds, I guess you should say. And it came in a bucket, and I don't even remember the year. I was trying to remember when it was, and none of the packets have dates on them. So I don't know how old they are, but they have all stayed. They weren't in the bucket. They have stayed in this bag for years. I bet I have had these, oh gosh, I probably had these 6 or 8 years. I mean, these have been a long time, but I have so many seeds. I mean, this bag is full of seeds. So, and they're everything from carrots, mustard, rutabaga, spinach, lettuce, Swiss chard, more rutabaga, kale, more lettuce, radishes, broccoli, oats, corn. I mean, there is all kinds of stuff in here. This whole bag, this whole bag is full of seeds. So I'm obviously not going to be planting all of these, but there are a few things that I think I might try just to see what I will get out of them. You know, I figure people are planting seeds that they found from 1,000 years ago. Now, granted, I know they're doing those in test tubes and stuff like that and really watching them, but if they could still get a seed to sprout up for a few thousand years, I think that after 6 or 8 years and they've been kept dry, no crazy temperatures or anything like that, they've always been in the house. So I'm really hoping that I'll get some out of these. So we'll see. I'll have to mark these so that I know outside when I plant some of them what all they'll be. I don't even remember what the brand was. It just says, they just say Heirloom Organics. I don't know if that's even focusing on there. They just say Heirloom Organics. It tells me these are oats. There's approximately 9,000 seeds in here, but that's it. They don't, there's no dates or anything, so I have absolutely no idea what they are. So this is red wheat, approximately 6,960 seeds. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I'll try the oats and wheat, although that would be kind of cool because I want to try to do some things to feed my chickens and stuff. So, but anyway, so I have those that I need to do. And then, I don't know if anybody else's window sills look like this, but this is what I do. So these are 3 of the center of the pits, I guess, with the seeds on them from those bell peppers that I was saying earlier that I think are the Black Beauties. And I actually had more seeds, and these have been sitting up on my windowsill for a couple of months at least, if not longer. And my husband actually bumped them yesterday or day before yesterday and knocked some of them down, so I lost some of the seeds. But I have those. And then we got some peppers one day that he said had an awesome flavor. And so I saved some, split them open to try to dry them out a little bit. So I have those seeds. And now these are all from, well, the bell peppers are from Farmer's Market. So I'm pretty sure those are okay. The seeds from the peppers, that is just from the grocery store. So I don't know how well that will do. We'll see. And then, so I laid a paper towel on my windowsill and I put a bunch of stuff on there. And then I laid another paper towel on top of that, put stuff on there, another paper towel. So I had 3 layers deep, and on the bottom layer, look at this. I mean, he's still green. So I'm gonna try to plant it and see. I'll cut him in half and try to make 2 plants out of that at least anyway. But I thought that was just too funny. And actually, I may leave this like this. I was watching a video the other day, and there's tons of videos out there that show you how to, cut these. And I've done this several times where you at least have 2 or 3 eyes on each portion of your potato, and you can cut them so that you can plant them in different containers or spread them out a little bit. And some video that I was watching the other day, it's another one that I watch so many videos, I don't remember who all I'm watching. They all kind of run together, so forgive me for not remembering who this is. But they kind of did a side-by-side comparison of planting a whole potato that had a ton of eyes on it versus cutting them, and seeing what they had as far as a yield goes. And they had a much better yield and larger potatoes when they left their potato whole. So I don't know. I mean, I understand that the yield would be more because you basically have more plants, considering each eye is technically making a plant. So that I get, that you would have a better yield because you're going to have more plants in one area. That part I get. But the fact that they had larger, nicer potatoes with that was that was kind of different. So I don't know. I may kind of do my own experiment and try cutting some and seeing those versus the ones that I leave whole. Although I will be excited if I get any type of potato harvest, because we love potatoes around here. And my potato harvest last year was so funny, but I was excited for what I got. Anyway, so my first level of stuff was, I had a little onion that has completely dried up now. And then some more of those bell peppers. So I have lots of those bell pepper seeds. So I'm hoping that I have a fairly decent harvest of those. And then I even had an avocado seed on here that is, it is completely dried now. So I've lost that. That one I'm just going to have to throw in the trash. But anyway, so I have these. So I have my own weird little things here that this is definitely not the way you're supposed to do it. But they have dried, and I think that they'll do okay. So I'm anxious to see how many of those. I do want to try to mark those so that I know the difference in what I have bought versus what I saved myself, and mainly because I want to know, germination rates and stuff like that, especially if I'm spending money on seed packets. I want to know that I'm actually getting something out of it, because this can be expensive. And that's honestly what has really kind of reined me in this year, is you can spend a lot of money buying seeds or starts or whatever, and also knowing in the back of my mind that there are a few things that I'm pretty sure I will end up buying a few starts from my local store, just things that I've gotten a little bit late, or if I have trouble starting them. Which brings me to another topic that is probably going to be hotly debated. I am not going to do any type of grow light seed starting inside. I know that's probably very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a touchy topic. I'll just put it that way. There are those that are just adamant that if you're not starting your seeds inside, you just don't know what you're doing. And that may be. I am not professing under any way, shape, or form saying that I am a professional gardener. So I'm definitely just learning as I go. However, my whole point in doing all of this is to be a little more self-sustaining, to leave a little less footprint, so to speak, and trying to do things that's not going to cost us a lot of money, and making things, we want to save money over time. We want to, eventually it would be nice to know that, I have my set things that I like, and other than a few extra things that I want to try, or just little pretty things, stuff like that, those I can buy seeds, and I'm not spending a lot of money. But as far as our staples, I would love for it to get to the point to where I have a continual way of seeding and getting my own things back in. Now, onions, I think is going to be one of those things that I may end up having to buy seeds every year, because it's a biennial. And I don't know if all onions are that way. That's something I need to go in and study to see. So for those of you that don't know, most onions will grow one year that you can harvest, and the next year you don't. You harvest every 2 years. So that's why so many people buy onion seeds or onion starts every year. So that may be something that I end up having to buy every year. And if that's the case, then so be it. We'll do that. But I just don't want to. It's so expensive already just to get the garden started. So we have money in a greenhouse, which I don't have to have. That was just something that we wanted to do, and we're also kind of playing with it to use for another application later on, which I'll explain when we do our greenhouse. But we are trying to, build our beds and everything. I'm doing raised beds on everything, and I don't know if you guys have looked, but lumber has just skyrocketed along with everything else. So there's just so much money in getting started that the added expense of grow lights and racks and things like that, all the little pots and everything, I just don't see it as being feasible. So I am going to direct sow everything. And I understand that I may have a little bit of issue with it. I understand that there may be a few things that I actually don't even get a harvest out of. And of those things, I'm going to keep track of what those are. And if it's something that I just simply cannot grow here because I am not starting them by seed, then it's something that I will source through our local farmers markets and things like that and try to find it locally, or it's just something that we just, find an alternative for. But I just can't, I can't rationalize spending the money, especially for those of us that are truly trying to homestead and to get the things and try to save money. It's just one of those things that this year I'm not willing to do, so I'm not going to. I have watched a lot of videos on direct sowing, and there's some interesting stuff out there. So, and I go back to this all the time, and I'm sure I've said it in other videos. I go back and look at, what did people do 100 years ago? Well, obviously they didn't have grow light systems. So they direct sowed. They that's just what they did. I mean, it was kind of survival of the fittest. You know, you figured out what worked in your area and you bartered for the rest of it. So there are a few things that I know I may have issues growing because I'm not seed starting, and I'm okay with that. So anyway, that is my own opinion on it. And for now, that may change next year, year after next. I don't know. We'll see. But for this year, that is the way I'm going with it, and we're going to give it one heck of a shot. So anyway, I know I've just kind of rambled for quite a lot of time here, and I don't know that I've even answered any questions that I intended to answer. So I hope that you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from as somebody that is totally new to it and going into it somewhat blind, even though I have a little bit of a background, but nothing really to speak of at all, really. So, and I've never had a green thumb. I just keep hoping that my grandmother's green thumb has kind of trickled down through the generations and I get a little bit of it. She was able to grow absolutely anything. So anyway, that's where I'm going with this year. Direct sowing everything, so nothing will go in the ground here other than my onions and garlic. Those I'll probably get in the ground as soon as I can, and then others I will wait until after our last possible frost, and it looks like that's going to be mid-March, somewhere right in there. So probably a week or two after that, once I feel like I'm safe enough to go ahead and get things started, then I will get all these out in my garden and get them going. So and of course I will absolutely bring you guys along, and I'll bring you along with me whenever I get my greenhouse and my beds going, and that's going to be really soon. I was actually thinking about doing that over the last couple of days. We've had a couple of really nice days, and I even thought about doing it today, but they kept saying we had rain in the forecast all day today and tomorrow, and we haven't had any rain today, and it's beautiful outside. Today would be a great day to be out there. There's lots of clouds, so we may get a little bit this afternoon, but it would have been a good day to get out there and get it going. But anyway, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope y'all got a few ideas anyway for anybody that's wanting to start some seeds, and it's not too late. There are still a lot of these things that are on their website in My Gardener if you're wanting to get some fairly inexpensive seeds. They're a great place to go, and like I said, go look at their channel. I will link them. I'll link all of these where I bought the seeds this year. I will link all of those down in the description so you guys can go check them out and see what they have left. And let's do this together. Let's plant a garden together and see how we do, and hopefully we have a good harvest so we can have lots more videos coming up of canning and putting things up and coming up with some really yummy recipes. So that's going to do it for this time. You guys have an awesome day. Bye-bye.